Never pass up an opportunity to get some firewood. Could have put maybe a little more on there, but I was a little bit scared it might be in top heavy. So I'm back at the old campsite. It was surprising. All the National Forest campsites, the gates were open even though the closed sign was on it. The restrooms were closed, but the campsites were open. Interesting. Anyway, I'm going to get to making a camp here, and we'll see you later. Pacific Northwest, Wetwood. All right. Now, when you find free firewood, you just load it up on the bike and go. Get it. Yeah, baby. It's a Dual Sport logging bike. Sweet. Well, today has been full of all sorts of stuff. I came out to my standard camping area, and I was coming out here to check out a good spot for us, some of my buddies, and I had to come with our four-wheel drives and hang out. And so normally I took the Dual Sport, but I stopped and got gas at a place I normally get gas at, and took off from there, and I was having all sorts of problems, all kinds. The thing would not run, and all of a sudden it started backfiring, and then it finally just died on me. And I was on a small little bridge, and I literally had to push the bike off the bridge and off to the side. And to come to find out, there was water in my gas. And actually, when I finally figured out all of that, I had some good gas in my main tank. And I made it to an area where I could let me drain my fuel tank. And I tell you what, it smelled more like, it didn't smell like gas. I mean, it was like water. Luckily it was on the rear tank, my that little spare tank that I run. So I was able to flush out the filter and the line, and a lot of water came out. There wasn't much gas in there at all. So I got some fresh gas, and then I made it up in here in the hills, and I went up one road that I really wanted to check out, and darn near dumped the bike 3 different times, and I decided that maybe it wasn't a good idea to go up this road. It was pretty rough, pretty muddy, pretty insane ride. So I didn't film it, and I'm glad, because I'd have been concentrating on the camera and not concentrating on the road. So anyway, I'm back at my normal little campsite, but I had pulled off and I found a couple other little places. That's where I picked up all the extra spare wood. But I tell you, it's been a day. And then I was processing wood and getting everything ready, getting my campsite ready. I ended up getting the wood and getting everything like this. So I thought, I brought 4 beers along, and I thought, gosh darn it, I want a beer. So I get out my little bag, which is just a little, it's big enough for a 6-pack, but if I put 4 beers in there, I can put 2 potatoes and a steak and some bacon and some butter in there, and I'm good. And I put it in there frozen, so it keeps the beer cold. Anyway, I got here and I went through all this process of getting everything ready, and I had the bag hanging. I open up the bag and I look in there and I see this. What is that? So I pull out one of my beers. Well, come to find, 2 of my beers broke open on the bottom. I don't know how they did it, 2 of them. So I ended up with 2 beers. So I had just had one a while ago, and now I'm having my last beer. Yes. My step 2. Oh gosh. But anyway, I mean, it all worked out. I've got my baked potatoes done. I'm working on my steak. The fire is burning good now. It's so wet around here. Trying to get a fire going, it was horrible. But it's been a kind of a crazy day. I got here and set up camp, like I said, and I had found another campsite that had a bunch of firewood at. So I went back and got it. Why process your own firewood when it's all pre-cut? So I've got a fair amount of wood here. Hopefully it'll make it through the night. If not, I've got my firewood. Now my neighbor watches my YouTube videos, and he says, well, why don't you put dry wood underneath your bunk when you're doing it? Well, Jeff, there it is. It's all set up. I've got kindling. I've got everything for in the morning when I want to start my fire, so I can cook my bacon and my eggs and whatever, and make my coffee. Anyway, I thought I'd just kind of enlighten everybody that these trips sometimes don't always work out the way you planned. But I'm back at the spot where I built my first bed, and I like sleeping off the ground, and this is comfortable for me, so that's why I'm here. So anyway, I'm going to finish off cooking my meal here, and maybe I'll talk to you later, and maybe I won't. But anyway, hang in there. Well, it's another fine evening, and having my hot chocolate. Got a nice little fire going. Hopefully I'll have a good bed of coals in the morning to get my breakfast. I'm hoping to do some bacon and eggs, and some hash browns, but we'll see. Might end up just doing granola and coffee. Yeah, it's been kind of a rough day. Bad gas, almost falling, beer breaking. Oh man. Oh yeah, and I forgot to bring my camp stool. So luckily I was able to make this thing up out of an old board that I found and 3 nails, and This might be gone tomorrow because I might need the firewood. But yeah, we'll see. I got plenty of wood. I think it'll make it through the night and some in the morning, because Jeff told me to store some underneath my bunk, so I got some there. Anyway, yeah, the bike is running pretty good now. I don't know, that bad fuel, it took a while for me to clear everything out, and it started running again pretty decent. But I just switched on to my main tank coming back in here after picking up the firewood. So I'm about 85 miles from home, but the nearest gas station I think is probably about 26 miles from here. So I've got 3 gallons of tank, and even if I was to only get 30 miles to the gallon, which I'm getting better than that, I could make it all the way home. But that's just one of the things on the road you got to deal with. So I think what I'm going to do here is sit and check out the fire. I brought a book along. I'm going to read it for a while and then drift off. I don't even know what time it is. I think it's after 7. Still got light. Probably got about another 45 minutes to an hour of light left. So what I'm going to do is straighten up around the camp here and make sure everything is in its place. Stoke up the fire. It's nice. But that, oh man, I think I'll sleep good again tonight. I was going to stay at this one spot where I found a ton of firewood. It's about 2 or 3 miles back down the road there. But I knew that I already had my pre-cut poles and everything for here. And I would have had to make another fire rim here, and I just didn't feel like doing it. Damn it, I'm old. I like it easy. So anyway, I rode back down there and grabbed some firewood, and so that I'd have here, so I didn't have to process so much around here. That little handsaw works great, but my chainsaw works better. And I'll catch you in the morning. Hopefully we'll be able to do a decent breakfast. I don't know. They are calling for thunderstorms. So it may just be heat up some water and have some granola and coffee. I don't know. We'll find out in the morning. So see you in the morning. Oh, the perfect cup of coffee. Perfect.